What is good, guys? Welcome to my channel. So we are recapping episode 26. I'm actually a little bit tired now. Like, there's so much going on that's quite depressing. I think everybody needs to go home now. It's getting mentally draining, and we need to close the season ASAP. We're just gonna go straight to the postcards situation, and the game is stand on business. So they're all gonna receive postcards, and you just have to say how they all feel about each other. And to give you a conclusion and a summary, everybody hates each other. Ain't nobody like each other in their villa. Sisterhood, there's no sisterhood. Sisterhood is dead. Sisterhood never existed. Austin stands up first. The fact that the postcard is saying exactly what people outside are saying is funny to me, because the podcast says, I don't know how you made it this far. You don't even put much effort on a girl. Facts. That guy does nothing. With the whole Shelly thing, there was zero effort, and nobody know how he's still there. The fact that everybody was still wondering how Austin is still there is fascinating to me. Like, I don't know why he's still there. And Austin agrees, like, I don't know how I made it this far. Like, the prayers from your family side is a strong prayer. But the fact that they're making the effort thing, it denies that it's true. Zero effort, it does nothing. So next person is Sierra, and the first broker is like, guys, calm down the bedroom, you're doing too much. But she's like, F everybody, we had to celebrate like yesterday. Next one is what Pepe wrote. Pepe put his name there and standing on business. It basically says, Sierra, Shelly, and Alandrea, why did you kick Hana out? And they basically stated the same damn thing. They're like, we wanted Amaya and Iris to stay because Iris just kind of started a journey with I just started a journey with TJ, and Amaya is still looking for someone, while Hana, she has had two experiences and she's very lucky. The person that says she's very lucky. She's very lucky to have had two connections, and they basically feel like she's had the whole experience. They kicked her out in zero sense. It's wrong. You broke, so you basically ruined her experience with Pepe. Like, it doesn't make sense. They kicked Hana out because Pepe also didn't explore with anybody. It was all tunnel vision with Hana. It's like, what is the problem? I don't get it. Like, if someone comes in and they find one person and they want to stick with that person to the end of the show, it doesn't matter. Not everybody has to explore if they don't want to explore. And that's why they ruined the whole Jeremiah and Huda situation. Like, if they like each other, let them just be together. Like, I don't get it. Like, this is not the first time we've seen people from the beginning who stay together to the end. Like, have you guys watched the UK? Like, this is my first USA, so I don't know. But have you guys watched the UK version? There are many people that stay together from the beginning to the end. And the fact that Sarah was like, if Hana was here, like, she would have been a distraction from, your new experience after with Grayson after the cast in doing Castle More. It's like, what the heck? All this reasoning gave nothing. The fact that he didn't include Huda is funny. I'm questioning that because she was also part of the decision process. But I was thinking they kicked Hana out so Pepe can experience with Huda. But at this point, I can tell like none of them like Huda, so that decision was not based on that. They probably just didn't like Hana. They didn't kick her out for Huda. They didn't. And the fact that Pepe just, said the three of them, there's something there. Because it's clear things that Huda had she had no say in this decision making. So now it's Amaya's turn, and Austin put his name. Austin wrote that you cry more than needed, and you're a little bit too much. You move too fast with everyone, and he believed there was too much intensity of emotions when they were together. Like, everything built up a little too fast. It's weird to me that you're going to talk about this in the postcard. It's like, it's something you should have communicated with her when you're a couple with her. The girl literally came to you and said, are you uncomfortable? Open up to me. And you're like, everything is okay. Amaya is my favorite person in there. And as an emotional person myself, as a sensitive person myself, we need to learn not to be crying in front of people that are bringing us down. So it's something Amaya needs to work on, because there was no reason for her to bring those tears out. She should have just stayed. Like, the funny thing is that she was signing on business, like, she was signing up for herself, but she was still crying, which is keep the tears in private. Like, you don't need these people, they don't deserve your tears. She was basically like, some people view my sensitivity as something negative, but she views it as a power move. Then Ace, the fact that Ace, like, let her finish talking. The fact that Ace was like, time up. Like, what's that? But it was funny. I laughed because it was like weird. It was like, time out. It was funny because what is this? But anyways, he basically said like, you're too passionate. It's like, Ace, you're too passionate. You're too passionate about other people's relationship. Like, I've never seen anyone so passionate about someone's relationship as Ace. because the whole Jeremiah situation, he was passionate about it. That was his whole Love Island experience. Like he took that Jeremiah thing so passionate. So we need to talk about you too. It was like you're too passionate. You wear your heart under your sleeve. You always call him babe, babe, babe. Basically, like she needs to slow down the pace. It's like that's who she is. He's basically like, you need to find like a common ground. Ask someone what they're comfortable with and what you're comfortable with. All these things, it's like she's not with you, so I don't know why you're expressing all these emotions or whatever. It's like if she's gonna call someone babe, she's gonna find someone that's okay with her calling babe. She doesn't need to change for you people. Like the way Jeremiah left, it was sad the way Jeremiah left, but at least he left, and now he can have like an environment that's not depressing. I feel like Amaya needs to leave. Like the whole environment is too depressing. She needs to go. Like if you can't find love in Love Island, you're gonna find love outside because people love you, and that's all you need. She needs to go. It's mentally draining to be in there right now. Outside of everyone, one person stands up for her, which is Brian. Like, okay, Brian, but I didn't really see you before, but now I see you. He basically says, as in a Hispanic household, like babe, all these things is what they call, like, it's a cultural thing. Like, it's not the way you guys are taking it's too deep. Like, it's not that deep. Like, have you guys been to like UK? Like, a stranger could be calling me darling. Like, it's not a big deal. And Brian was like, you're saying she needs to find a common ground. You're saying she needs to meet you halfway, but what are you reciprocating back? You also need to do the same. You also need to be happy. You also need to understand the culture. You also need to understand her. Not just stay in your boundaries, all these things. It's like, let's kind of work together. So Brian will stand on business, will stand up for her. I like this. This is very good. Thank you, Brian. Ace was like, yes, I did kind of meet her halfway. No, you didn't. Listen, Ace, I'm not surprised with the way they came for Amaya. It's nothing new. We're not surprised. But the fact that Zach added more to the wound, like I'm more angry at Zach than Austin and Ace. Yeah, like I've never been pissed off. I'm pissed off with Zach. He added more to my aggravation. You called him to this conversation like, shut up. Basically said like, I let you touch me. I let you be compassionate with me. I hate this. I hate the way he's saying that because he's making the girl less than. He's making the girl look stupid. It's making the girl look like she's nothing. It's making the girl look like she's useless. Saying that I let you kiss me, I let you touch me, I let you be compassionate with me, but you were doing too much. I take a step back. I hate that. I hate that the fact they're gonna degrade this girl for being compassionate with someone that you couple up with. If you don't like her, just say so. Yeah. And Maya claps back because I would have clapped back too. She was like, you had the opportunity to tell me this, but now you're telling me in front of 20 people. You're telling me in front of the whole class. You're telling me in front of the whole Islanders. Bullshit. It's complete bullshit. You're just calling her out just to kind of call it quits and go with Alandrea. Basically say, I did discuss it with you. It's like, even if you discuss with her, you don't need to bring it up. You don't need to bring it up. I don't care if the producers didn't show the full conversation. You don't need to bring it up in the environments. And the fact that you're talking to Alandrea saying, I don't like if I'm with a partner and, we're in like a dinner party and she crashes out. I like when people talk to me in private. Look at this. Look at this. You literally just embarrass your girl, embarrass someone that you say you like. It's given hypocrisy. It's given hypocrisy. I love Amaya's energy for Zach. She's like, stop talking to me, as she should. And she basically just said enough of this and she walks off, and obviously she gets a little bit emotional and crying. It's like, I wish I didn't cry. I wish it was just like F everybody. Sierra and Ace. What's Ace running up to her for? But anyways, and Sierra and Ace, they wanted to run up to kind of speak to Amaya because obviously she walked off. And the other guys are like, Ace, don't go. Come back. Yeah, as they should. So basically Sierra went to comfort her, and then later kind of Huda came as well. While she's, with the girls, Zach's still talking shit. He's still talking. He's still running his mouth, saying that, I don't move like that. And, I don't even know her second name. The disrespect. He just doesn't like her. Justice for Maya. Justice for my girl. Now it's Pepe's turn. And it's all about the whole Hana thing. You don't like Gracelyn as much as you like Hana. And it's anonymous. Nobody said who wrote it. Pepe wrote it because before they even while they were writing the postcard, talking to the boys, saying that the whole Gracelyn and Hana situation, that he's not feeling it. Maybe you kind of put in the postcard. Pepe, if you like Hana so much, just go. Ace, it was building up his frustration and energy before he got up on that stage. Like, he was ready to kick off whatever people write. He's ready to snap back with the answers. Number one thing in the postcard, which is from Amaya, she's basically like, if you and Shelly's relationship is so strong, why you guys not close off? Exactly. Ace is basically like, I can't close up something to someone who's still open to get to know other people. It just doesn't make sense. Next thing is from Austin, and he basically talks about the whole of my situation, that everybody was ganging up on him, and Ace is the instigator, is the influencer, is the leader that basically influences people's decisions. And Ace basically says 5'10", and Austin is 6'5", and he's the one that has the balls to speak facts. He basically asked Andrina, do you feel like a Jeremiah was coming off a little bit too strong? And she basically says, yeah. I don't know what Andrina was thinking. If we really want to talk about who was coming in strong between Jeremiah and Andrina, it was Andrina. She's the one that initiated the 2 kisses they had. And when Jeremiah was leaving, like, they liked each other. So I don't know why she said, but maybe she's thinking something else. But Jeremiah should have, Ace should have asked, was he love bombing you? Which he was not. Like, you were just getting to know each other and you liked each other. So coming on too strong may mean, like, yeah, he was all in for me. Maybe that's what she thinks, because she just said yes. But then that justified Ace's point, because yeah, exactly, that's what I mean by love bombing. It basically calls Austin, you're tall for nothing, like you don't stand on business in comparison to me, a 5'10" man. I got the balls to say these things. I'm so sorry that I'm a leader, but it doesn't mean I'm a hater if I'm speaking facts. Austin is a little too chill for me. It's like, I like the way he's signed up for Jeremiah, but it's like, clap back, baby boy. It's just like, the way he did to Jeremiah, it's like, stand on business, talk back, because what you're saying is right. Like, he's doing too much, but yeah, it was a bit weak for me. It was a little too weak. Stand up, Austin, stand up on what you said. Then Ace uses the whole situation to clap back on Austin again. It's like, if you're going to tell me this, then how about you? You don't know, you ain't straight with Amaya. Come to the boys talking shit about Amaya, but you never tell it to her face. So Amaya wants to clap back, about this whole Austin not speaking to her thing, because she's like confused. So I didn't hear this from Austin before. And, Austin was trying to shut her up. I said, this is not, this has nothing to do with you. And Amaya was like, cut the crap. And it was basically like, the reason why I don't want to tell you is because, look at this, the way you're behaving kind of thing. She's like, what the heck? And Amaya's like, I might have cried before, but yeah, I know how to clap back. She was basically like, I'm not the one that neck veins is growing on his neck. Ace is definitely right. Like, you're talking shit, you should have been straight up. So next is Shelly. Shelly's one that's a bit weird to me. Zero accountability. Basically, Ace is one that wrote this postcard to Shelly. He basically says, I don't understand why you want boundaries during challenges when you're continuing to explore. Because with the whole Jeremiah wasn't getting to know anybody, Judah wasn't getting to know anybody. They're not closed up with a technical close up, so there's boundaries there, and the girl made you know about the boundaries. But the fact that you're still getting to know 2 people and you want to create boundaries, it doesn't make sense to me. Ace doesn't understand it, and I don't understand it either. And her aunt, she never answered the question. She never had, because she was like, well, we're both open to explore, and I believe these boundaries are to make both of us feel comfortable. It's like, who are you to make this boundary decision if it's between you two? She basically, like, her answers make no sense. And then Ace is like, I'm confused with your answer. Can anybody elaborate? Sierra comes in and try to elaborate on what Shelly's saying. Sierra said a whole lot of nothing. So Brian basically wrote about Shelly and Chris. He's like, I don't really understand you guys. The last time you spoke was in Castlemore, and it's given like you guys are trying to avoid each other, both Shelly and Chris. And Shelly was like, well, there were certain intentions that weren't followed through. And Chris was like, elaborate on that. And she's basically like, there was a whole lot of things you said you were going to do, but you didn't put any effort. Like, everything you just said, they were just words, but, they weren't put into actions. Chris is tired. Chris was like, whatever. The way that she was talking to Ace all day, saying that I'm too open to explore. I'm still getting to know Chris. We have a lot in common. And you haven't even spoke to Chris for the past 3 days that you've been in the main villa. It's like, even Ace sitting there, you should be wondering, like, what the heck is going on here? Like, this guy hasn't even spoke to Chris, like, he's doing all this. She's playing unnecessary games. Let's think about it. Chris made you breakfast. Chris gave you 2 pound cakes and a flour and only gave Huda 1. Like, I feel like Chris was doing this thing, but, Shelly wanted to be that princess, wanted to, the way Ace was, like, doing all these secret dates, all these things, but, Chris ain't doing that. That's why she's pissed off with Huda. That's why Huda's right, because when Huda was like, maybe it's because, I'm coupled up with Chris and she thinks like a stolen man. Yeah, that's why. That is why. That is the answer. She's pissed off that Chris and Huda are coupled up. She basically regrets the decision. It's just Chris is not a chaser, just like you. He doesn't chase. Sorry. And the next one is like, do you remember when you said it was just a challenge and both you and Ace are open? And it's Huda that wrote that. Huda is basically like when she was with Jeremiah that, they were always saying just a challenge, just a challenge. The reply is that, when I'm saying just a challenge, I'm referring to the bombshells because you're doing too much when the bombshells came. You're giving them unnecessary energy, creating unnecessary territorial. I was just telling you just a challenge for you to calm down, that you just bombshells. She was like, it's different. And, she's giving her a lot of grace. And now she's getting aggravated by the question that she just asked. I feel like, yeah, Shelly is right. It did have to do with bombshell. She was doing that lady too much. And like, they never did too much with Jeremiah, so why can you reciprocate that respect back? She's right in that area. I'm sorry, Huda, she's right. Huda's turn. And the first one is from Nick. Nick's basically said, you should have left. You rubbed Hana off a love like experience twice. Facts. Okay, Nick spoke facts here, but it's kind of over now. But anyways, Huda was like, yeah, I made mistakes, but I've grown from them. Next one has to be girl code. Don't know who wrote that one, but anyways, they're like, are you really following the girl code with the whole Chris and Shelly situation? We basically know the three girls, Shelly, Alandrea, and Sierra. They're the ones that we're talking about, the whole Shelly Chris situation. There's no situation. She's coupled up with Chris. She can get to know him. She can do whatever she wants. Period. And if you want to get to know Chris, yeah, that's your own business. Like, I don't know what accountability Huda has for getting to know Chris. She's coupled up with him. Huda's answer is like, nobody owns anybody. Everybody's opened. Case closed. Next is from Shelly. She's like, if you're gonna be like a girl's girl, if you're always saying you're a girl's girl, practice what you preach. And like, you want respect and loyalty, but you don't give it back. And she basically says like, Huda is selfish. Huda is a lot of these things. Huda is selfish. Huda, she lacks some respect and loyalty, but she's taking accountability and she wants to change. And we can clearly see like there's some kind of growth. And the fact that she's been begging to speak to Shelly and Shelly doesn't want to listen to her, what else can she do? To be honest with you, what else can she do? But Shelly basically elaborates on what she wrote. She's like, with the whole Jeremiah situation and with the whole Chris, but the whole Chris thing never kind of sit right with her because you come to me saying that it's for me, it's for me. You come to me saying choosing Chris is for me when you clearly know it's for you. But then let's roll back the tapes. In Castle Moore, Huda, she came to you saying that she does want to get to know Chris and, she knows that, they're going to know each other. And Shelly's like, oh, that's great. I'm happy. Maybe they had another conversation after that, but even if she said it's for you, like she had another conversation with you before saying she wants to get to know Chris. It's like obviously she didn't pick Chris just for you. Like, let's be real. Like, it's 2+2. Like, I don't really understand. Okay, maybe 10% is like, we're both getting to know this guy, I'm gonna just pick him kind of thing. But it's like, it was never going to be just for you. So basically, Huda says, yeah, what, it wasn't just for you. But anyway, Shelly is just pissed off that it seems like Chris is into Huda more. I think that's it. Like, she just wants Chris for herself, even though she just wants Chris for herself. That's all. And Huda was like, I've even told Chris to pursue you, to get to know you. Like, it's not a big deal, Shelly. Then what pissed me off is Alandrea butting in, coming in. Alandrea is like, you're talking about sisterhood. It's true. It's Huda's as one talking about sisterhood since she's the sisterhood girl, but she only created sisterhood so nobody would take her man. Like, let's be real. Sisterhood was created to capture all these girls, not to take her man. That was what sisterhood was for. Because when bombshells come in, she's like rah rah rah. But when she sees them not going near Jeremiah, she welcomes them to sisterhood. So they're using your sisterhood against you. You created it for selfish reasons. That's facts there. But anyway, Alandrea comes in and says, you value sisterhood so much, but should we air out what you did? And she was like, Orlando should not have said this. It was none of her business. You should not have aired this out. Like, if Huda has messed up with the whole sisterhood thing, like, you show example of real sisterhood. And no, don't say that. Like, it's none of your business. And she basically, well, she kissed Chris. Both her and Chris kissed. And Chris is like, what the heck? Chris is basically like, why do you have to say that? Like, that's was a private thing. And Huda was like, God forbid I kiss a guy that I like. God forbid. Honestly, I'm on Huda's side at this point. Because God forbid she kisses a guy she's coupled up with. Oh my god. Like we love freaking Island. Sarah smirking was pissed on me off. And it's like, yes, we got her. They've been waiting for this day. They're gonna break Huda down. I think they've been waiting for it because Alandrea was so freaking rude because Chris continues to say it's wrong for you to air our business. And she said, well, it's out now. Like, I feel like I should enter the TV and just punch Alandrea because what the heck? So rude, so disrespectful. Alandrea and Sierra, they smirk at each other. They're laughing like, yeah, we got her kind of thing. But anyway, Huda, she didn't cry. I like that. I wish Amaya did the same. She didn't cry. She spoke her facts. Huda basically says, before we close this chapter, before I leave, Alandrea, it's not your place to say things that I tell you in secret. Like, Huda, don't ever tell her anything secret. She's not your friend. She's not your friend. Like, Alandrea basically said, well, if you're gonna keep pushing this sisterhood thing, you wouldn't move like that. But girl, you hypocrite. You hypocrite. You kiss Nick. So now it's Chris's turn. Chris does not give a damn. It doesn't give a damn, and this is the energy everybody should have given. Chris got his postcard was basically from Sarah saying that Sarah and Shelly, they asked the same question. So basically Sarah's like, is Chris's intentions right with Huda, or is he using her to stay in the villa? And then Shelly's like, are you really, like, the switch up is crazy, it seems like you just wanted to come into the villa. Shelly regrets her decision picking eggs. She just wanted to be in a triangle. She's playing games, and the fact that she hasn't even spoken to this guy in Casa after Casa on the heart rate game with going with Chris twice, and this guy won't even call you in for a chat. Chris is like, fuck it, and come here to play safe. I'm not using anyone to enter the villa. I came in with the right intentions. End the conversation. Didn't say much, and that's exactly the energy he needs to give them because they're doing too much. Chris is open, everybody's open. He's coupled up with Huda. He can get to know Huda. He can kiss Huda. It doesn't matter. So Alandrea, she only got one postcard, and basically Clark saying that, Alandrea. So basically Clark telling Alandrea that, I'm not just a test. Like, it's enough. Stop calling me kind of like a test for you and Taylor. We actually have something more. And the fact that you're only saying everything's just physical, like, we have something more than just physical. There's something more there. And she's like, yeah, congrats. And Clark was like, okay, I'm gonna elaborate on this. We had a previous conversation, and you basically referred me as a test. I ain't a test. I ain't an exam. And Alandrea basically was like, okay, don't really mean that you're just a test. It's just how I refer people that come into the villa, bombshells, or whosoever comes into the villa to step on toes. When he said congrats, he gave it like she ate, but the way Clark came back and clapped back saying that, girl, let me give you an example. It's true. She said it many times. She was like, in the confession, she's like, Taylor, the Taylor and Clark thing is just physical. There's nothing there. If a guy ain't physical with you for the past 3 weeks, if a guy is showing physical attraction for the past 3 weeks, there's a problem. There's a big problem. But she didn't see it as a problem. She saw like Clark as just a one-time thing. But she's not. And I'm glad Clark clarified that to you. She's like, I'm here to stay. He chose me. Get that straight out. There ain't no test. So I'm glad Clark kind of cleared that up because, yeah, exactly. Alandrea basically saw her as a fling. And she's like, I'm not a fling. I'm the main girl. Period. Taylor is the guy of the moment at this point because Alandrea is giving a lot of energy to this guy that literally does not give a shit about her. Taylor stands up, and his first postcard, it got a lot of postcards. You and Alandrea have such a strong connection. How can everything change so quickly? Taylor's about to express his lovey feeling. Like, God forbid a guy loves a girl. God forbid a guy loves a girl in Love Island. God forbid that. Like, Clara gives me a different feeling, like a kid. She can be childish, but Alandrea was like, how old are you? How old are you? Like, it's like, can a guy not feel like a kid when he's in love? She thought she ate. Because how old are you, Alandrea? He's 25, you're 27, you're chasing after him. Ask your age, Alandrea. You're acting childish. So Huda basically entered the convo and said, how come, like, you guys have been together for 3 weeks. You've only met Clark for like 3 days. And the fact that he said you're still gonna get to know Alandrea, but we're not seeing that. And Taylor basically said, "Yeah, I'm trying." And Clark was like, "Yeah, he's trying." It's giving, "Yeah, I'm a support my man." Period. Next postcard is from Alandrea, and he was like, "Stand on business or stop acting like a little bitch." Alandrea thought she ate. Alandrea thought she ate, but it's giving desperation at this point. You're giving this guy a lot of energy. Like, I don't like this for you. But anyways, she chose this path. She chose the path to embarrass herself. She chose the path. She's continued this humiliation ritual. Like, this gotta be a humiliation ritual because it was a lot. So Alandrea is finally going to crash out. It's like this crash out is a little bit too late. It's a little bit delayed. It's basically, Alandrea elaborates on, the postcard, what that she wrote. She's like, after the challenge, you came to me saying that you would have kissed me back, but you're trying to respect Clark, but you never showed the same respect to me. And like, if a guy has told you that, I have the feeling that I have with Clark, I don't have it with you. It's giving like, I'm not interested in you. You spare her feeling, you don't spare mine. He does not have any loyalty to you anymore. He has picked Clark. She was like, if I moved the way you moved, you would have been sent home. And because of the way you acted in Castle Mall, I was almost sent home. It's like, okay then. Yeah, you basically, if you read the room, you see Taylor's not into you. Jalen came into the villa to get to know you. So you chose to stay with Taylor. So like, I don't really understand this part. Like, it was your decision. Like, nobody begged you to keep Taylor in. You wanted to pursue him, even though we can clearly see, but you can't see. Anyways, it's stupid. It was like when Jalen when Jalen came in, she always reassured him, but he never reassured her. It's like, he doesn't have to reassure you if he's not into you. She was like, you didn't do shit when Clark was here. He doesn't have to do shit. He paid Clark over you. Like, she can't express how angry she is. It's like, you should have expressed the anger the day that you paid Clark. Why are you expressing it now? Like, the anger is unnecessary now. Like, it's been with Clark. It's chilled with Clark for the past 3 days, and you showed no energy. You're still trying to be that calm girl. You're like, you're telling Huda that, I don't crash out like you, but here we are. You're crashing a little too late. And she's like, she kept it real with him. She was always straight with him. All these things. Facts. You did keep it real with him, but he basically used you as a placeholder. Yeah, that's why it's good for you to explore. She was so pissed off, screaming, saying that, we have this connection, but then you left it for a 3-day attention. It's like, again, you're referring Clark as someone who's just nothing. Like, so you left all this for a 3-day attention? Yeah, you did. He basically just showed that your connection was not that strong. Taylor was like, I'm here for myself. This is Love Island. I have to experience connections. I have to experience connections. You want me to move for you, but I'm sorry, I want you to move for myself. Exactly. Like, she's basically trying to, force Taylor to leave Clark, which is never going to happen. Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't. The next question was from Anonymous. Make up your damn mind. Taylor was like, okay, let's conclude the sermon.
I picked Clark.
I picked Clark. The fact that you had to pick Clark twice, Alandrea. The fact that you had to illustrate it twice in front of everybody, Alandrea, it's embarrassing. Go home. It's enough. This humiliation ritual is enough for me. It's enough.